Hello Pisces, welcome to your reading. This is a timeless collective reading for anyone with major Pisces placements, or if you were just intuitively guided here, I'm sure there's a message for you as well. So Pisces, you might want to get comfortable, you might want to grab a drink or grab a snack because this could be a longer reading. I'm honestly not sure, maybe it won't be, but I have been sitting in your energy all morning. It has been the most incredible experience unraveling all of these messages for you. And I realize in retrospect, I've actually been getting messages for you for about 48 hours. So just all morning, I have been weaving together this web of messages from the last couple of days, what I'm getting today, along with my own reflections on a very specific card that has come forward for you. It's been just a lot, not overwhelming. It's actually been very, very exciting. And Spirit is guiding me 111 on the timer. Spirit is guiding me very specifically to share this web of messages that has come through. Even though there is a very crystal clear core message that I could just hand to you on a silver platter and say, there you go, goodbye. Spirit wants me to kind of walk you through the web or the labyrinth that I have walked through to get to the core message, because in sharing the web with you, you're going to be able to piece together your very own personal, unique messages that only you can. So, yeah, let's dive right into this. So, as always, I have a bunch of notes here. If you see me looking down, I'm just referencing my notes. First thing I want to say is that I am filming this on September 25th, 2025. So 2525, that reduces to 7/7. The number 7 feels incredibly significant for you, and I'm also getting something specific about you preparing for this moment in particular for the last 7 months. We're gonna get more specific into that in just a couple of minutes. But the number 7. So here we go. A couple of days ago, let's say, I think it was the 23rd, September 23rd, I watched The Dark Knight, the Batman movie, The Dark Knight. And in that movie, there is a scene, I'm sure some of you probably know it, there's a scene where the Joker is hanging upside down, like the Hanged Man. But the camera rotates in such a way that we're actually looking at him right side up as he's hanging upside down. So his hair is pointing straight up, you know? And I knew in that moment it was significant and there was a message there. I didn't know if it was for me, if it was for a collective, I didn't know. I knew it was significant, and I think I said out loud to my partner who I was watching it with, oh my gosh, it's the Hanged Man in reverse. And it just like imprinted in my brain. But I was in the moment, watching the movie, didn't go into it at that time. And then yesterday, from a deck that is not even my own, I just asked generally, what is the energy right now? And I pulled the Hanged Man in reverse, with death at the bottom of the deck. Now in tarot, death comes after the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is 12, death is 13. And the Hanged Man can be thought of as a kind of death ritual or a preparation for death. So then this morning arrives, and I'm tuning into who I'm meant to read for. It's Pisces, and Pisces is associated with the Hanged Man. And suddenly it all started to click in my head, and then began my connecting of all the dots. So typically, the Hanged Man, when it's upright, aka when he is upside down. This is almost about, it's like a forced pause or a forced suspension. You really want something, but it's just not happening. It's not happening, and it can be very frustrating. The Hanged Man can be a really heavy card. It's very intense. It can be even confounding in some ways. But I had an experience that illuminated for me a profoundly deep understanding of the Hanged Man over the summer. And I'm supposed to share it with you. I'm not just saying this for fun. This is part of the message. Over the summer, this past summer, so maybe like 3 months ago, there was a stretch of time where I, for myself in my personal life, I kept on pulling the Hanged Man relative to a situation that was driving me insane. I wanted resolution to the situation as fast as possible because it was really stressing me out, and it was just not coming together. It was not happening, and I kept pulling the Hanged Man for like a month and a half straight. However, when I first started getting the Hanged Man for this situation, he was coming out, as he normally would be, upside down. But as the weeks progressed, there were several times where he flew out of the deck as I was shuffling, and he landed horizontal. And then, right around the time that resolution actually started happening for me relative to this, he kept showing up upright. And that progression, along with several other signs, allowed me to see how the Hanged Man can be perceived as the hands of a clock. And one of its lessons, its very frustrating lessons, is patience. Because you're in the process of moving from a liminal space to a space of clearing. If the Hanged Man, this is just going to be a rambly reading. If you don't like long readings, I'm sorry. You can go to the synopsis in the description box. If we think of the Hanged Man as hands on a clock, then when he is in his normal position upside down, he's pointing at 6. Whether it's 6 a.m. or 6 p.m., 6 is a liminal kind of a space. It's either that breaking of dawn moment or it's twilight. If he's pointing up, aka in reverse, he's pointing at 12, which is midnight or high noon. That's not really a liminal space. I mean, I guess you could say midnight's a liminal space, but I don't feel it's liminal in the same way that 6 p.m. is. It's different. The energy is just different. So anyway, this is what I feel you've moved through. Okay. You have been moving through essentially a death ritual, I feel, for about 7 months. You have been preparing for some kind of massive clearing for the last 7 months. That's exactly what I heard. So you've been experiencing this for yourself. And now you're here. You're here. Your energy to me today is coming through as the Hanged Man in reverse. A cycle of suspension is almost over for you. For some of you, the cycle of suspension is over. Some kind of waiting is over, or it's about to be. Okay. So when I connect in with your energy, I feel electricity. I actually feel electricity. But I also saw a tidal wave. So whichever one you resonate with, I don't know. But you just feel awake, alert, and alive. It's like your aura is filled with electricity. And I also heard your spidey senses are on high alert. Okay. And it's interesting that in reverse, the Hanged Man's hair is straight up, almost like he has gotten electrocuted. You are awake, you are alive, you are alert. Your energy feels almost ecstatic to me. And yet, the energy that you are navigating feels dense. It feels foggy. It feels tricky. It's that labyrinth energy. It's this web energy. And the vision that I got for the energy you are navigating was the woods, the deep, dark woods. So you're coming through as a tidal wave of electricity. But what you're navigating is like this deep, dark, foggy, dense woods energy. Okay. I was also getting, before I forget, this was just completely unconsciously done while I was writing. I drew a crescent moon here. It's a terrible drawing of a crescent moon, but that came through unconsciously. I just doodled that. And I feel like that the crescent moon energy is connected to your spidey senses being on high alert, 11:22 on the timer. When I say your spidey senses are on high alert, I don't feel fear. I don't feel fear in your energy at all. It's just like your powers of perception, which are already through the freaking roof normally, your powers of perception are extra heightened. There's a current of power. This is what I'm hearing. There is a current of power running through you right now that is allowing you to specifically navigate this tricky, dense, foggy energy. So I asked, why is Pisces hearing this? And I heard, because the woods needs to be cleared. The woods needs to be washed away, aka the death card. You're ready. You have completely moved through this hanged man experience for like the bulk of 2025, apparently. And now you're ready to embrace this death card energy and wash away the woods, whatever it is for you. I heard its time has run out. There's something in your life, whether it is a location, maybe it's someplace that you live, or a relationship, or a career path, a way of seeing yourself. I don't know. Whatever the woods is for you, it's something that is not of you now, but it used to be, that feels tricky, dense, foggy, almost slippery in a way. It's very weird. It's almost hard to describe. Whatever this woods is for you, its time has run out. So what in your life has run out of time? Because you've hit midnight. You've done it. I'm hearing now you're in the clear, and so what is not clear in your life around you is so obvious. Okay. Its time has run out. And I asked Spirit, how does Pisces do this? How exactly does Pisces go about clearing this dense energy in their life? And I heard, and I'm still hearing, you look straight at it. You look it in the eyes. And you deal with it head on in this very conscious way. Normally, when I get the death card, and I know we're going to pull cards for you in just a second. These are from yesterday, but it's here for you. When the death card comes forward, I often say in my readings, death is an organic process. And a lot of the times when death shows up for us, it means we're carrying dead weight. Something has already died. And all we have to do is kind of release our white knuckle grip on it, and it will just organically fall away of its own accord. I don't feel that for you. I don't feel that's the message that's coming through. the vision I'm getting is you as that tidal wave of electricity, you rushing through the deep dark woods and literally washing that energy away, like washing the woods away. And I'm seeing, you as the tidal wave coming through, but then staying there and almost creating like a lake or a new ocean where the woods used to be. So you're meant to very intentionally, directly, and consciously engage in this clearing, because your energy, this current of power running through you, something about your energy right now, when you face it head on, the energy you bring to it is what will create that alchemy of death. It's like it won't die unless you directly deal with it. I hope that makes sense. And it's less of this energy of you need to let go of something. This woods, whatever it is for you, it's something that used to be a reflection of you. You used to identify with this. It used to be of you, but you have changed so much that now it's like a shadow of who you used to be. It's an echo of who you used to be. But it won't go unless you intentionally alchemize it. This is something that you cannot just avoid or try to tiptoe around without dealing with it. Feels like it won't go away if you try to avoid it, or just see if it just goes away on its own. I don't think it will. So only you know what that is. We'll pull cards. Now that we're 17 minutes in, oh my gosh, let's pull cards. All right, let's pull some oracle cards from the Sacred Symbols Oracle deck. Tell me a little bit more about this reading for Pisces. What is the theme of this reading for Pisces? Notice all the arrows I have here. I didn't do this on purpose. It's just how arrow, arrow, arrow on the clock. This whole upper section is just five different arrows, and then all the arrows beneath it. As I was taking notes, there's a lot of arrows. I feel like in this moment, you could say that the arrows are like Sagittarius energy, but in this moment, the arrows feel like signposts, and it's related to the crescent moon. You're getting a lot of signs. You're getting a lot of signs from life about exactly which way to go and what to do. Tell me about the theme of this reading for Pisces. Karmic path, number 8. I'm getting chills. This is what has been cleared. Karmic path. This is that energy of the whole, arc of the Hanged Man experience. Forced pause, a forced waiting. And veiled at the bottom of the deck. And they're both this kind of gray color. This liminal, hazy, foggy color. Well, it's almost like, in a way, you may have felt that you have been waiting for the last, let's say, 7 months. take it if it resonates, or any amount of time, you may have been feeling like you were forced to wait for an energy to clear itself in your life, for something to lift or become clear of its own accord. Either going from heavy to light, or to just, it's like waiting for something to make sense. And for a while, maybe you really didn't understand why something felt as challenging or dense as it did. But this is karmic energy. This is Saturn energy. And Saturn, as I'm sure most of you know, Saturn presents some of the most prolonged, challenging-y challenges. But once you get through it, Saturn presents you with some of the most incredible gifts. So I feel like you're at this tipping point where all of this energy it's on the brink of clearing, or it already kind of is for many of you. The veil is being lifted. The veil is being lifted. And you're seeing why it had to happen the way that it did. Why you had to wait. Tick, 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 tick. Why are you ready to perform this clearing in your life? This clearing in your life now. Because you can see something in retrospect that you couldn't see before. Now that you're here, you can see something you couldn't see before. It was veiled to you. So this is, one of several journal prompts I'll be leaving for you in the description box. Why are you ready to consciously perform this clearing in your life now? You're ready to wash this thing away. What about you has changed that is allowing you now to be ready for this? Whereas last month, 7 months ago, you weren't actually ready. Let's go into tarot. This is the Green Menagerie Tarot. Hopefully that wasn't too loud, sorry. Okay. Show me Pisces. Show me Pisces general energy. I mean, again, I feel like this is your general energy, so should I even pull? No. Okay, I'm glad I asked. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, wait a minute. I was just running on autopilot there. Maybe that's a message for you. Don't run on autopilot anymore. Okay, what do I do? What do I go into? Okay, that's cool. I'm hearing go into their perception, their new perception of themselves. Your perception of yourself has been renewed. That's really what the Hanged Man is all about, is the way you see things. You see yourself differently. How does Pisces see themselves now? Is that what I'm supposed to ask? Show Pisces how they see themselves. Okay. How does Pisces see themselves now that they're in this upright Hanged Man energy? How does Pisces see themselves? I'm seeing 444. Stability, structure. Ooh. Ace of Wands. Salamander. Right in sync with a motorcycle going by at full speed. That's kind of Ace of Wands energy. And 5 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. This is Scorpio. Five of Cups is Scorpio energy, which obviously is Death card energy as well. So if you feel called to it, yes, I was also going to say this. Thank you. There's so much coming through. It's kind of hard to keep track of. I was also part of seeing the clock or getting the clock analogy for you. I was also seeing an hourglass, and an hourglass came through for Scorpio in their last reading. You also have, of course, the Death card, and now the Five of Cups, which is Scorpio energy. So 25-25 on the timer, 7-7. So if you feel called to it, maybe, if you get a signpost for it, right? You might be interested in watching the last Scorpio reading as well, because an hourglass came through for Scorpio. Okay, so this is how you see yourself. Well, the Ace of Wands is a spark of fire. A spark of fire being illuminated in or because of the heaviness of the Five of Cups. Oh, I'm just getting full body chills. Well, I think you see yourself as an alchemist. Very specifically, though, it's like an emotional alchemist or an energetic alchemist. You have the ability, you see in yourself now, the ability to pull out life and inspiration and renewed sense of direction from disappointment, from heaviness, from grief. I think you inspire yourself. Maybe it's that you see how disappointment or heaviness or grief in your life, emotional grief, emotional heaviness, you see how well, part of your purpose is using it as fuel to inspire you towards your highest path. Things don't just happen to you, they happen for you, right? So there's an incredible sense of renewal here that you're perceiving in yourself. Hopefully, at the very least, some part of you deep down can feel you are being renewed, and there is a brand new sense of direction that is about to unfold from you and for you as you choose to clear the woods, to wash away the woods. This is so interesting. Okay, so what do I go into now? Spirit is saying go into the woods. What is this woods energy? What is this dense, tricky energy that needs to be consciously cleared from Pisces' life? What is this dense energy that Pisces is ready to clear, to face head on in order to clear? Well, I mean, again, I'm just getting, it's like a shadow of who you used to be. Knight of Wands. Seven of Cups. Well, that's a labyrinth. Give me 1 second. The energy coming through here is just, it's, I feel a lot of weight on my heart. It's a little bit difficult to breathe. There's a lot of confusion here. And we've got the number seven with the Seven of Cups. again. So be on the lookout for the number 7 in any form. There could be anger here. You know, the Knight of Wands in shadow, and I feel it's in shadow right now. This is kind of like being a bull in a china shop, starting something impulsively or going for something out of impulse rather than genuine calling. I'm just getting start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. Maybe it's something that you were fighting for. Lots of agitation. Fueled by confusion. And something that you were, to some extent, perhaps invested in, or you were fighting for. It's like you were trying to get out of the confusion any way you could. To me, the suit of wands very often, more often than not, has to do with calling, like spiritual calling, your spiritual sense of purpose and direction, and of course, passion. So maybe there's been a lot of confusion. This woods energy is something that you thought was a calling. Maybe it was at one point, but it was either born from confusion or created confusion. It's almost like a fire that wouldn't catch. You know, you're trying to take this spark and turn it into a fire by like charging forward, but it's not catching. Let's clarify with an oracle card. Tell me a little bit more about this woods energy that needs clearing. Impatience. Oh my gosh. Wanting something to work out so badly, and so this like jumpstart energy, it's coming from the sense of impatience, and that's why the Hanged Man happened, because that's one of the main lessons that the Hanged Man teaches you is patience. What is the value of patience? I posted that on Instagram one time. Is there healthy and unhealthy patience? What is the value of patience? How has your perception of patience changed in the last 7 months? So whatever needs to be cleared was born of a sense of restlessness, or fueled a sense of restlessness. Which is fear. Growth. Yes, what did I say? A cycle of suspension is almost over, 3344. This is what needs to be released. This is clarifying all of this. It's like going over the same thing over and over again. It's that start, stop, start, stop. You had to do something like that over and over and over again it's almost like the Eight of Pentacles. I hope this is making sense. I know this is so rambly. You know, the Eight of Pentacles is repetition, doing something over and over and over again. And even if in the end, this thing that you're trying to make work over and over that's not for you, even if it turns out to not be for you, the fact that you tried to make it work for so long, that is like what you learn from that is priceless. What you learn from that is priceless. It's like grinding, like I'm seeing a mortar and pestle grinding something down. You've learned all you can learn from something. This heaviness on your heart. And the last reading that I gave for you about a month ago, I think the title was literally, if you feel heavy, Spirit wants you to hear this. It's like you've just about cleared that heaviness. Or you're about to, if you have not already completely. This heaviness. You had to stay in it for a while to pull lessons out of it. But now it's done. There's nothing left for you in it. The cycle of suspension is almost over. Okay, so now what? What do they need to do from here? So clarify what Pisces needs to do. What does Pisces need to do? Its time has run out. King of Swords. Ooh, Knight of Cups. Okay. So anytime a king shows up, this is a big deal. This is like king energy is extraordinarily powerful. I mean, in a very tangible way, king energy is very powerful. You know, queen energy is more so like the internal felt experience of that suit. King energy is executive decision making, like making power moves, making real tangible progress, not putting something off anymore. What did I say at the very beginning? It's time to look this thing in the eyes. Face it head on. That's the King of Swords. That's the King of Swords. And it's a fox. That's interesting. 3737, that reduces to 1010. Fox energy is coming forward. That's cunning, right? This is the energy of cunning. And it's part of why, you know, I said your spidey senses are on high alert. It's not because you're afraid, it's because your powers of perception are like on a crazy high level right now. So put them to use. Clarified by the Knight of Cups. The water. The water. Let's pull an oracle card while I just let this percolate. Clarify the advice for Pisces. Well, I mean, obviously it's going to be manifesting differently for each of you. If for some of you this is a relationship, maybe what this could look like is you having the most honest conversation with somebody you've ever had ever, being able to not avoid saying hard things, but coming from the heart, right? Clarify the advice for Pisces. And if it was, let's say, you realize where you live is no longer where you want to be living, it's time to move, it's time to let go. This could be, because the King of Swords, the Suit of Swords is like communication, right? So there's something here about honest, radically honest communication with yourself or another person. Maybe it's just about having that honest conversation with yourself and admitting that something is over, admitting the truth in your heart. But both, you know, king and knight, this implies a powerful executive decision and making forward movement. This is all masculine energy. This is not putting something off. But you don't need to, throw yourself off a cliff. Knight of Cups is heart-centered movement. Powerful, but loving movement. Ooh. Jealousy. Courage at the bottom of the deck. It's a lot of yellow. Yeah, I'm getting just intuitively for a lot of you, this clearing has a lot to do with speaking. The words that you are able to say now that you were not able to say in the past. There's a truth maybe that you recognize, a truth in your own heart that you recognize and that you can put words to. A truth has become clear to you, and you can now admit it to yourself or say it to somebody else. And it is going to take, courage implies the strength card here, and it's 37, and I said 37 a second ago. Courage with the jealousy card, they both kind of imply the strength card. This is facing fear head on. It's going to take courage, it's going to take strength and bravery to face whatever this is directly. And what I said, there's like electricity in your aura. You finding the strength to speak your truth in the most blunt yet loving way, that's gonna start the process of alchemy and death all on its own. It's like Spirit is saying, that will get the snowball rolling, and it will be easier to know what to do after that point. You just have to employ this initiatory energy, which you have. You don't need to wait for anything anymore. You don't need to wait for anything anymore. It's midnight. It's high noon. It's go time, basically. Okay, let's pull some journal prompts and then we'll get a closing message. All of the journal prompts will be in the description box, as well as all of my links. Journal prompts for Pisces, please, Spirit. Do you have the bandwidth to receive what you're asking for? Maybe that was part of the process of waiting for you. Maybe you have wanted something for a very long time, 7 months. But in reality, you did not have the bandwidth to hold it. Maybe you had the ability to experience it for a brief moment, but to hold it as normal, to hold what you want as normal, that's something else. What would you be doing right now if you already had what you wanted? And let's get one more. Are any aspects of your life unsustainable? Yeah, I think you know what that is now. Answer those questions for yourself and see where they take you. Let's get a closing message from a compendium of Witches Oracle. Closing message for Pisces. Maybe some of you want to watch The Dark Knight. I don't know. Maybe there's a message for you in that movie. Certainly a lot of symbolism. The Unbound, number 26. All right, let's see what the guidebook says. 26 reduces to 8, which is the Strength card. Okay, whoops. Here we go. Freedom, ambivalence, mirth, and candor. She dreams of the green depths of the river and of the cosmic anaconda swimming smoothly in its current. As she dives in to join her, she realizes her body is that of an otter, This playful animal lives between land and water, just as a shaman lives between the human world and that of the spirits. The process of marking a clear outline can offer clarity, but it can also be constrictive. And so the unbound represents our ability to think beyond limits. Rejecting definitions can be freeing once we overcome the feeling of disorientation. This wood's energy is certainly disorienting because it has run its course. Its time is up. And I think this is spirit driving home the point that it's something you used to identify with, but you've outgrown it. You've outgrown it. And so you're ready to very actively clear it from your life. Potentially through the alchemy of speaking. The words you choose matter. That's coming through strongly. Okay, Pisces. Thank you for letting me read for you. I know this was a long reading. It just is what it is. This was just the message today. I really appreciate you spending some time with me and just being present with me. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.